Hello and welcome to the Midnight Collection channel. My name is Chad Al Nasser. I like cars and I like cars that don't go down in price, specifically the Toyota Land Cruiser. Today we have something very special, very unique. It's something that you probably never seen before, but something I have. It has been admired and desired by so many enthusiasts. Toyota Land Cruisers enthusiasts. It's something that doesn't have a lot of options. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that a lot of people like. But most people like that it doesn't have all these options. And it's right here behind me. It's a 1997 Toyota Land Cruiser FZJ80G. The G is the lowest spec they can ever find. It's what the United Nations uses. It's something that has no spec and no options. This is the G and that's the GXR. There is something in between them and it's the GX. I'll make a separate video on that one later because that vehicle is getting prepped and ready. We'll make a separate video on the GX very soon. And I'll also make a comparison video between the G, the GX, and also the GXR. And the one above that will be the VX and then the VXR. I have all of these vehicles, as you know, but today we have something right here. It's the G, something completely basic, but it's been very, very loved by all the Land Cruiser enthusiasts. They all wish that a lot of their cars came with these options. Some of them actually make it look like this one when they decide to restore the vehicle, to have it to look like this. The first thing you'll notice between this one and that one is the flares. That one is the GXR. It's the same look as we got right here in the US. That one is slightly different because it's got steel wheels. I've made a separate video on that one in a different video, but this one has got no flares. Super cool. It gives it that unique, skinny look, that off-road rugged, that's ready to go and climb some mountains. With the G being without flares, that allows it to go with skinny tires, and that's how it's supposed to come. That one has got a wider body, so the wheels and the tires have to be wider so they stick out to fill that gap to make it look more even. This one, it has to come with very, very skinny wheels and tires, and I'll show you the numbers very soon. This thing is completely original. Nothing has been touched on this one. By the way, the truck has about 185,000 miles, about 295,000 kilometers, and it's completely original. The paint, the condition, the interior, and I'll walk you through that. Now, let me tell you why I got this vehicle, and I also want to tell you when I got it, how I got it, and what my plans with it. First thing is, why did I get this vehicle? The G, like I said, it's just been loved by so many people. Everybody loves this thing. Every time I post it, every person tells me, is it for sale? Is it for sale? Is it for sale? There's a reason behind it. People love these ones. The ones that come with no options, just very basic poverty package. That's what they call it, a poverty package Land Cruiser. It's right here. That's the reason, one, I wanted it. I wanted something base, but I also wanted the base with a little bit of options, and I'll tell you what the options are. Maybe even one or two options that this one has that other Gs in other countries or other regions or other dealers that offer this one, there are very, very simple options. So I wanted something very simple, very basic, but I kept looking. A lot of these are all beat. They're all got a lot of miles on them, or they're pretty much beat up. Some of them are restored. I have no issues with a vehicle that's been repainted. Absolutely no issues as long as there is documentation of how the vehicle was painted or who did the paint job. Or if I get the vehicle in a rough shape, I want to do the restoration. I want to get it repainted. I've done that several times where I get the vehicle, it has like a fade on the roof or a fade on the hood. That is very common on certain vehicles that are not white, and I get them painted the way I want it done, as long as I know what the history behind it. But this one I know who owned it before, and I know who owned it before that. I've purchased it from a friend of mine. This is my first vehicle that I buy it from him, even though I've known him for a while in the past, and he has a collection of great Land Cruisers. They're all in a great shape. He is like a doctor, we call him a doctor. He is very, very knowledgeable about these vehicles. This is the first one I purchased it from him. The second one is actually just got cleared through the customs, and it should be here within like the next couple of weeks. That thing is absolutely immaculate. I cannot wait to receive that one. I've been waiting for it for the past probably like 7 months. There's a bunch of issues with shipping, so that one will finally be here within the next week. And the third vehicle, I actually just bought it from him yesterday. So depends on when I post this video. This is shot December 1st, and I literally just bought a vehicle from him today. He has several other ones that keep, bugging him to sell me, but I gotta keep it, time it correctly for him to allow me to buy these vehicles from him, because again, these ones are very, very, very desired. They're very desired there, and they're very desired over here. Over there, the reason why they're very desired is because there's not many of them made, and they are in original condition, and they're kept this way. Anytime I post this one, people over there always tell me, that is, where did you get this one? Where do you find this one? Is it repainted? And I tell them, no, this is actually original. And they get completely shocked and surprised of the condition of the vehicle. So back to how I got this one. I got it from him. He offered it to me. Actually, I posted on my Instagram that I'm looking for a G, and 19, doesn't matter. I was looking between 93 to 97 or 92 to 97, because 92 overseas, they still got the 1FZF engine, which is the same engine that this one got. I posted it, and he immediately messaged me. He's like, hey, I have this one. Do you want it? I said, of course, I want this one. And in fact, this same vehicle, the person that I bought it from him, which is, again, he's really a friend of mine. I've met him before. It was owned by his other friend, which is another person that I've purchased another vehicle, which I'll be posting very soon on the channel. That one is a 94 VX. They're both extremely knowledgeable about these Land Cruisers, and each individual one of these guys have at least 10 Land Cruisers. So I bought a vehicle from people that know what this car is. So the first thing I do is, of course, send me pictures. He sent me pictures, and I didn't have to do anything. Wired him the money. This is the money. I wanted to do a few little things, which I asked him to do, like replace the mirrors. The mirrors were a little bit faded, the side mirrors. We replaced those. We replaced the antenna. The antenna on this one is like, it's manual. It goes up and down. It's not power mirrors. The antenna. And I had to replace the tires, and I also had to do the head gasket, just because, peace of mind, I wanted the head gasket done. That's how I did it. I got that set up. I got it all done, and it just took some time. And he was very cooperative. He was able to source the parts and also take the vehicle to the proper shop to do the proper work on the head gasket. That one is out of the way, and it got shipped, and I finally received it. It's been a few months since I received this one. I think I got this one. Now we're talking December. This is where it's shot. I think I got this one back in July, I believe. I actually have a video I've posted before where it's being unloaded off the truck. I just, it's just been sitting, just like any other vehicle. I just take it, drive it around for a little bit, and then park it back where it needs to be. Now let's talk about the options that this one has. I'm also going to be talking about the option that this one has and the US spec has, and also the option that this one has that the US spec does not have, and also the option that this one does not have, where they are available on the US spec, just so you can make a comparison in your head. First thing is you'll see is the front end. It is very simple, very basic. The grille actually looks different than the one we got in here. It's not chrome. There's absolutely no chrome in here, which is something cool. You can get this one replaced, or you can just paint it in gray. It's not something to worry about. The front bumper is the same bumper that you see on the Land Cruiser. I had a 97 Land Cruiser US spec. It is the same bumper, and it's also the same bumper as another GXR I've had, and also a VXR. It's the same bumper, so that's something not different. The headlights, the turn signals, they're all the same. The cool thing is we still got the hood ornament, which is something I absolutely love. The US spec does not have the hood ornament. Now we're gonna go a little bit to the side, and I'm gonna show you what we got. Once we come to the side, you will notice one thing is that the truck is skinny. It looks different than the other vehicles. You will immediately notice why this one is different than the other one, and that what makes this one stand out, and it makes it absolutely desirable by most people that want something different than what you will see on the road. The truck sits skinny and it sits high, and the reason is because of these tires. Now let's get a little bit closer and I'll show you what the tires are. I don't have a ton of space to use a tripod, so I'm gonna use the camera to guide you. Like I said, the truck sits very tall and they are right here. They're 16-inch Steelies, and this is a 16-inch split rims. A lot of people are scared of the split rims. I really need to make a video on how to take the split rim tire off and how to put it back. I do this by myself with absolutely no help. I can do this in my garage with just minimum tools. Trust me, it's very, very simple. I don't know why people are scared of split rims. It's actually very simple. You don't really need to have any tools. Anyways, this truck has a 16-inch Steely split rims on it, and the tires are 225, 95, 16. So this is a pizza cutter tire, and it sits very tall. It performs very well off-roading, and it performs very well in the snow, which this truck will never see snow, at least in my book, because it's absolutely rust-free. But the performance on these tires are absolutely fantastic. Even in the sand, these are amazing. Now let's get to the side and take a look. If you are familiar with my vehicles, a lot of them have decals, especially the imported ones. This one comes with clean body. There's no decals on it. Something I've done just in the past couple of weeks is the side steps. It did have side steps just like this one, but I did remove it because a lot of them, I did a lot of research on them. A lot of them came with no side steps, so I took off the side step just to give it this sleek, clean look, which something I love. Something you will notice in here is the mirrors. The mirrors are black. It's not like the ones we got in the US, or even like the ones that I have on, like this one, which is color match. And they are manual mirrors, so you can only adjust it by hand, just like that. It does have the chrome handles, and this is something we've seen on some trims or some cars we've had in the US and here. It does not have the chrome molding in here, so it just has like this rubber molding. Another thing is you'll see is this one is a paint match up top and also to the side, unlike the other ones like this one right here. So you see the whole upper portion, as you can see, is all painted in black. That's how we have it right here in the US, but this one is color match, which is something cool. It does not have the what is it called, the drip moldings on top right here. Some of them came in chrome, like the ones I have in the imported ones, but the US spec, they come in like rubberized black trim pieces in here. So this one just comes like that, no drip moldings. Another thing is the doors, there is no trim on the sides. Some of them they say Land Cruiser, some of them they say four-wheel drive, some of them they say VXR, GXR, whatever it is. This one, it's nothing, just clean, nice body. There's nothing on it. There's just this decal right here that says 4500, which is cool. Now I'm gonna tell you something that this one has that the other Gs in other countries or other dealers that provided did not have. This one comes with the spare tire in the back. This is a factory spare tire because this is a Qatari spec. Typically the Qatari spec, I've mentioned this in my other videos before, the Qatari specs typically are the highest, and this one comes with a spare tire in the back, and also it comes in a barn doors. All of them, all of the Gs, they come in a barn door, just like this one, which is something a lot of people like. But the spare tire, it's something I kind of like the look of it. I do have a GX, which I'm going to be posting about that one very soon, hopefully. That one does not have a spare tire in the back. You'll be able to tell which one is which. Personally, I prefer the spare tire when there is barn doors, and when there is no barn doors, if it's a lift gate, I have no issues with spare tire or without spare tire. But I'll show you both. Each one has its own uniqueness. Each one has its own story. Each one looks different than the other, and that's what I love about them. So there's really nothing I would say like I love this or that, or I prefer this or that, even though I said I prefer the spare tire with the barn doors. But the GX You'll see it. You'll see it. When you will see it. When I post that one, you'll see it, because that thing is absolutely immaculate. It was extremely low miles. So now we're gonna open the door and I'll show you the inside. I'm not sure if I mentioned that the US spec, they don't come with barn doors, and they also don't come with spare tire in the back. The barn doors, the whole door looks completely different, and also we got two windows and we got two wipers that I believe they don't work. I don't know why there's wipers in there. The car should be manual. Anyways, now let's go inside and let me show you. Once we open the driver door, I don't know if you will notice it, but I do. When it comes to the G, something that is different on this one, which is a Qatari spec, that is not available on all of the other Gs that were out there. Not just the Qatari spec, actually even a lot of people that are familiar with the G, they didn't even know this one existed, because this one has the brown interior. Most of them came with the gray interior. This one came with the brown interior. Several people even asked me for the interior color on this one. They didn't even believe it that this one came with brown interior. So that makes this vehicle extremely unique. The interior on this one is all original. Just like I said, the whole truck is original. And the seats, there were seat covers on this one since 1997. Just think about this. The seats were protected since 1997. Take a look at the condition. It's absolutely immaculate. There is nothing. There is absolutely no flaws. With the mileage that this one got, it's got 295,000 kilometers. Like I said, it's about what, 180,000 miles. Look at the condition of the seats. Perfect. So now let's go here, okay, and let's start talking. The US spec or any other ones that I've posted over here, they look completely different. And again, I don't know if you can tell, but well, we can maybe show this one right here. We got one on this side. Even though this is not even like the US spec, but it is kind of similar. The US spec, this area comes leather. That one is, you know. Okay, so what you see in here, we got this, you know, whatever, handle on the side. And also we got manual windows, which is super duper cool, okay? The upper portion is not even covered in leather like this one, okay? It is just like exposed paint, which is something I absolutely love. The underneath, even like the carpet, like I said, even that, this was, you know, protected. Needs to be vacuumed. Anyways, don't mind the mess. Maybe there is some. So this area also was covered, which is the carpet. And you can see the condition of it is very great. We got manual seats. Unlike the other ones, they come with powered seats. We got, you know, a mix between fabric and also leather or like vinyl. Something else that this G has that the other Gs don't have is this one has carpet. Okay, unlike the other Gs, they come with vinyl floor, and I personally prefer the carpet because, you know, yes, I do like the simplistic options that this one has, but the carpet just makes it look a little bit nicer and also more sound deadening, so it feels a little bit better driving it. I love everything else. I like the manual seats. I like the, you know, hyper fabric and also vinyl seats. I also like the bench seats, okay, because we got okay, we have no armrest, as you can tell right there. So we got this gap. This gap has been utilized by a wider bench on the passenger side, so you got more space. There's also, you know, a slot for a seat belt, so you can have another passenger sitting right there. I mean, look at the width of that seat, so that makes it more unique because we got nothing in here. Look at this one. If we go to the bottom here, there is no center console area. Okay, there's nothing going on. We got just a shifter and also the four-wheel drive, a shifter right there. The steering wheel is very simplistic. Over here we have absolutely zero buttons. And once we hop in, okay, the dash, look at it. Look how simplistic the dash is. There's not even an RPM gauge on this thing. Okay, that's how simple this is. There is not even a light up here, but we got a light up there and a light in the back. So, you know, we're being treated a little bit, you know, more fancy. If you come over here, we have the sub fuel tank switch, because this car has got 2 fuel tanks, and that's something you will need, especially if you're driving, you know, I don't know where you will go. So we got the gauge right there. We have the temperature gauge, we have the sub fuel tank gauge, and also we have the main fuel tank gauge. Everything else looks just like the other US ones in here. They are very simplistic. Steering wheel, it is slightly different, okay, because there's no airbag in here. Also, there's no airbag on the side. The rest is just very simple. Of course, no sunroof, because who needs that? Okay, we have the switches for the AC, all right, and the antenna switch has been deleted because the antenna is manual. You just pull that one manually. Now let's go to the back seat. The rear door and the door panel, just like the front door and the door panel, is very simplistic. We have a handle for the window that operates very smoothly, and also we have an ashtray right there. The seats, there is not even a net behind it. That is cool. You can see the seat right there. This is the plates that came with it. And here are the seats. There is not even headrest on the back. And once we fold it, you'll notice something cool. If you noticed it already, one of the cool thing is this thing is just one bench that goes up and down. So it's not like split 40-60 or 50-50 like the other ones. This is just one bench. And up there, we got another benches. So we got benches on the sides. Now I'm gonna go back from the tailgate and show you. But before I go, if you remember, all of my Land Cruisers, the imported one, most of them, they have rear AC right there. They have like the clear duct that come up there and come this way with the controller on the side with the vents up there. This one does not have rear AC, which who cares? Before we go to the cargo area and the tailgate, I want to point out one thing. It's something every person that owns a Land Cruiser, especially the enthusiasts, not everyone, the enthusiasts, they all love to do, and it's this quarter window, or like the cargo window. This one, unlike the other ones, this one doesn't have the slider right here. It's just one solid piece of glass. It looks cool. Now let's go to the back. The back, it is like, I don't know, how would I say it is like any other one, but it is also different than what you've seen. We have a very skinny spare tire right there, okay, which can come in handy. We only have one spare tire on this one. You can, in fact, add the spare tire bracket. Even though you have the 2 fuel tanks, you can have a spare tire added on top, because, let me show you. I have this GXR right here. We have, you know, spare tire carrier right there, and also we have another spare tire right there, even though this one also has the sub-fuel tank. The sub-fuel tank comes right above the spare tire, so there's a different bracket. It's not like the one we got in the US. If anybody wants that, I can supply it for you, hopefully, you know, in the future. I can always find it for you. So back to what I was saying is, you can always add another spare tire underneath if you need that. If we open this one, okay, very simple. You open this, all right, and this one opens the other section, all right, and take a look. Nothing. We got nothing going on in here. But we got a lot of coolness, I gotta say that. As you can tell, the truck is rust-free. There's no problems. But yeah, this is a lot of coolness, definitely. It's something we are not used to see. This is how it comes from the factory. This is actually considered a 9-seater. Okay, so we got the driver. We got 2 up there. Okay, so we got 2, 3 right here. So that is 5. And we got 2 right here. This is 7, and 2 right here. This is 9. That's not even including the driver. So 9 people, not including the driver. That is super cool. To lift this one, you can just lift it up here, just like that, and yeah, you'll have a ton more space. Or you can take it out completely by just unbolting it from, or you can just take it out completely by just unbolting it from these bolts, and the whole seat just comes right off. Just like, take a look at this thing. Just look at this. Just look at this. Come on. Come on. How cool is that? Now let's shut it. Very simple. We got the, what would you call it? Tailgate cards, door cards. Take a look at this. Let me operate the antenna for you. And before we wrap up the video, this is the antenna, this is the operate. It just goes up and down manually, and it is connected to the radio. Just look at this thing. Just take a look at this. Look how cool this looks. I love this thing. I love this thing. And again, like I mentioned, the condition of the paint, it is super, super great for it being all original. And that's all we got for today's video. I would love for you to come for a ride with me, but it just snowed a couple of days ago and the roads are salty outside. So it is in hibernation mode for the next few months unless we get a rainy, warm day that will clear up the roads so I can take it for a ride. But in the meantime, this thing is just gonna sit here like a princess. I am gonna be, I don't know, maybe working on it just a little bit. I've already did the service stuff that I need to do, and there's stuff that were already done that I requested, like I said, before it gets shipped here. So I'm just gonna make it look a little bit prettier. Is it for sale? I don't know. I think everything is for sale at the right price. I don't quite have a replacement for it right now. I do have another G, I think it's a 96 or 90, doesn't matter, but it's in a different color. I also have a 100 series G, I also have an 80 series GX, and I also have a 100 series GX. None of them are white, so we'll see. Like I said, maybe you'll see a listing from me very soon, but in the meantime, it is not for sale. But if you got an offer that I can't refuse, throw it at me, and this can be yours. Thank you all for making it to the end, and we'll see you in the next video.